number one conversation is that he seriously believed that he won 5 U.S. Open.
The hell, America?
Yeah, because if you look back at the field and you look back at the circumstance, the only thing that didn't happen was the USGA didn't recognize that as a U.S. Open. But all of the steps of qualifying, all of the field activity, all of the process of conducting the event, it was a U.S. Open. He just didn't get. And if you look at the medal,
the medal's almost the same.
Yeah, well, there's a color. There's a color in the medal that doesn't match the other medals. But no, he would tell you, as a matter of fact, it was so funny. The very first question that Faldo asked him when we were sitting in that meeting was that Faldo leaned on the table, on his desk, and asked him the first question. He said, "How do you win the U.S. Open?" And Hogan, he always sat in his chair kind of like this, and he leaned forward and he says, "You just shoot the lowest score." It was funny because everybody started laughing that was there, at his desk. And Hogan looked over at me, and I immediately quit laughing. He didn't say that to be funny. And then he held up his hand like this to Faldo across the table, and he said, "I've got 5 of them." He said, "That's when U.S. Open, you shoot the lowest score."
Right.
Yeah.
It's a logical answer. I mean, Faldo was probably looking for some insight or some strategy or something. He said, "No, just shoot the lowest."
You just shoot the lowest score.
Right. That must have been interesting, though, because Nick Faldo in his day was close to the equivalent of Hogan in his mannerisms and the way he carried himself.
Well, the funny part about that one, this is, I don't know if it's in the book or not, but Faldo asked Hogan, he said, "How do you deal with the media?" And Hogan, I could give you a lot of stories about this, but Hogan said, "I don't talk to the media." And then Faldo turned over to John Simpson and said, "We got to quit talking to the media." And John Simpson said, No, we can't do that. Well, I'll give you a caveat that he actually, I was shocked. He spent a lot of time. His normal meetings when he was meeting with somebody was probably 15 minutes. I mean, if you went past 15 minutes, that was amazing. But when Faldo and I were with him, we were there for almost an hour. I was shocked at some of the things that actually said to Faldo, that I was going like, wow, I can't believe you're telling him that. Because Faldo pressed him on prepping for majors, and he went through a dialogue about preparation. And what he said to Faldo is, he said when he got to the golf course, he said he didn't really hit balls to practice because he'd already practiced. He said what he did is he would mentally go through the golf course, and he would, like, let's say you're hitting your 8-iron. He would say, okay, I'm going to hit an 8-iron on number 3 to the left front position. So this is the shot I'm going to hit. And on 16, I'm going to hit an 8-iron to the back right position. So this is the shot so he would rehearse every shot prior to going and starting the tournament so that he felt comfortable with the shot that he expected to hit when he played. And so when he hits the 1-iron at Marion on 18, he had already hit that shot before mentally when he was practicing before the tournament. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I got to hit this shot. He was going like, I've hit this shot before. And that's huge mental preparation.
Yeah, that's what he said that in, I'm not sure if it was the ESPN interview or the Ventura interview that he would play. See, he says when I got out there wasn't any pressure because I had already played this hole. So he knew exactly what he was going to do. And, if he knew the pin placements, that would certainly be an advantage.
I used to play 36 holes a day. I don't know where you know this or not. And when I was playing in tournaments, I'd play the first 18 on the practice tee. And I'd remember every shot I'd played, you see, and I'd hit that shot until I could really hit it right. Then I'd get called on the tee, and I'd play my other 18. Wow. But I did it every day. I got up early enough to do it and to give myself about 30 minutes on the putting green. Competition is the greatest thing in the world. If you have no competition, you can't excel in anything, I don't think. And competition makes you excel. It makes these people people and better players. If you didn't have the competition, it wouldn't have been that great. But you were trying to win and prove something to yourself all the time. Mm-hmm.